This is one of those niches that most people have missed. It's been around for 25 plus years, and millions of dollars of these items sell every single year. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at an item that most people are not aware of. I talk to a lot of people, and most people I talk to have not even heard about this whole category in general. We're going to talk about ACEO and ATC cards. So without further ado, let's dive into this multi-million-dollar category. What is an ACO? Let's talk about what the term means. Well, the term ACO is Art Cards, Editions, and Originals. Most people might consider it Art Trading Cards, ATC. They're not really the same thing, but most people just throw them in together so they get muddled all together either way you go. This is something that anybody could pretty much do, to be honest with you. You're not going to make a fortune, but you could make hundreds of dollars extra every single month, or even every week, or even in big batches of it as well. This is a multi-million-dollar industry right now, even just on eBay. And ACEO and ATC cards are all over the place. They're hot on Etsy. You can buy them on Amazon. They're literally just sites for them. There's collector clubs, organizations, groups, individual pages for some of the more popular ones. People look for specific artists that have built their, years of doing this and things like that. You don't have to necessarily have a huge following to make money doing this. You just have to have something different or unique. You don't have to be super artistically talented either. Having an eye would go far well if you could, have some, out there ideas. And I'll show you some. For those who don't have a ton of, super skills, but you got great ideas, I'm going to show you some people that do a great job and have some pretty cool designs that aren't super complicated other than the thinking it up, and that's the hardest part. So this is just ACO on eBay. There's 22,000 plus of these that are just up right now. Tens of thousands of them sell every single year across the board. Some are done by spectacular artists, which we'll show you, so just a second here. And then some are done by, just average folks and stuff like that. No criticism. I'm not the world's best artist in the world at all, so I have nowhere to, to say, hey, this is great or that's not. So, it's a personal taste, whatever it is. Many different styles and types and patterns, like something like this one here. It is more in the realm of high-end. The dragon one we see there. Even this cat one's pretty interesting. It has some bids. It still has time left. You can tell by how some of them are rendered, the quality and the whole works. Some are spectacular. Some of these are just prints of one that they drew, or of a big image they drew and then shrunk it down to market it as a ACEO or ATC card. This is a industry that was basically founded to inspire other artists. These are things that were given away like an artist card. Somebody would draw one out and give it to you if you were in the artist field as a camaraderie and inspiration and things like that. They would collect them, and now they're turned into making money out of these. Some of these are spectacular. This bird, blue hawk bird ACO right here, is spectacular. It's a very nice small rendered image. People collect these just like baseball cards. These are actually the same size as a baseball card. 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So all the trade cards out there, this is the exact same size. Now, in price-wise, we're going to look at a few of the better ones out there. The top-end, high-dollar, well-known people who do these. Now, every one we are going to look at sold for at least $100. This one falls in the $150 range. This is from Stargate SG-1. It's a very nice rendition. I'm not sure if it's painted specifically or it could be colored pencil, because I've seen colored pencil that look just as spectacular as this one. This artist, drawing it that small, did an excellent job. Top end, top notch here. Very, very fine one here. Again, $150 for this one. Here's a great one from Star Trek. If you were an original Star Trek fan like I was in the early 70s, you know the character, you know the episode this was from. Excellent example. Really nice, fine quality. It looks just like the actual character. And another one, excellent rendition of her. Very fine example, as you can see here, in the uniform. It just is a stark reminder of the TV series, without a doubt. Very, very good example. Again, every one of these I'm showing you have sold for at least $100. This one's close to $180 right here. Samantha Carter, another Stargate SG-1. Now, Stargate is incredibly well collected in the ACEO card section. Most of the top dollar ones are from the show or from other tied sci-fi shows also. Excellent example. Again, these are all selling in the hundreds of dollars. Now, here's a totally different style, far removed from the Stargate ones. And this is just someone's random idea that they've painted out here. It's actually very cute. It looks like something you'd see on a Hallmark card or something along that line, or a very nice Christmas cat kids book or something. Many times the artists that do these may actually produce other types of artwork, a book, larger prints or paintings as well. Again, another fine example here, $150 range for this one. If it's from, say, one of the top artists, someone who's really well sought after, like this one here from Ava Green. This one sold for $190. Looks to be watercolor, I would gather by the looks of it. Good rendition. Again, I believe this is from a TV show as well. Another $190 one from Stargate SG-1, Richard Dean again. Now into another category, another niche itself. This is Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And she is probably one of the top artists in this entire field. She sells a ton of these. Her items can sell for even into the $1,000 range. She does paintings. I believe she has books, posters, prints, the whole works. She is her own cottage industry, well collected across the board. People try and copy and mimic her also, just to kind of gather it on there. This is direct from the artist. She's literally one of the biggest ones on eBay or on the net for ACEO cards at the moment, and has been for quite some time. I've been into this area for years, and her name is always at the top of the list. And here's another one by her as well. She thinks outside the box. The square blocks that you would assume are censored for some reason, that's actually part of the painting. Surrealism, she's going for the pop, the art aspect, outsider, the whole works. It's an interesting take on it, in my opinion. Sold for a decent amount. This is an artist trading card, an ATC, as well as she has described it as an ACEO. Now, the ones we've looked at so far are ones that are hand-drawn, hand-painted, hand-sketched. This is a mixture. So what it looks like we have here are cutout flowers from a magazine or something along that line, with some painted white trees and just some colorful background. It's actually quite unique, quite interesting. It's very eye-appealing as well. It's a collage. Collages are extremely popular. They may not sell for as much, but it doesn't take as much time to do one. You can do dozens of the same style and type at the very same time in a very short period of time. And here's another example. This one's pretty neat. It looks to me that the bird itself is cut out on here. It's a painted background. And then they painted the lovely gold leaf, or it's probably a acrylic metallic gold paint is what I would gather by the looks of it. It's pretty neat. It reminds me of old style. It could fit right in the Victorian era all the way up to the 1910-20s. It's a nice example of it. And again, the bird is just cut out from something. Nothing wrong with that at all. I like collage work. I do collage work. I like mixing stuff in and blending it. So this is really kind of neat. Again, 15 plus bucks. You could do dozens and dozens of these in one day and make hundreds of dollars just doing these. And here's yet another one. All the old scrap magazines you find that are just wrecked and trashed out, missing pages, covers that aren't worth anything, people will cut those up. Again, these are all baseball card, 2.5 by 3.5. So they've cut this up. The background on this one is a printed pattern. So it's just basically more cutout or one single piece of paper on the back from some magazine ad or something along that line. The figure in the center is cut out from another magazine. The words were cut out from somewhere else. It's basically a quote. Really nice job, in all honesty. It looks professionally laid out. It just screams 1920s, but again, it's something that's put together. It's a mashup, they're calling it. It's really unique. It's eye-appealing. They may have even been able to sell it for more than this. The collages are taking off. Now, I've been doing ACEO cards for about 9 or 10 years myself. Now, this is one I did quite some time ago, just to give you an example of what you can do. This is just pencil. Again, 2.5 by 3.5. I did a bunch of these. Every one of the Star Trek ones for us sold. I did some paintings. I did Wizard of Oz. I did a whole bunch. Again, one-offs, one at a time. So when we first started off into reselling into eBay and selling on Etsy and the whole works, this is some of the things that we did to build up revenue. This is a great area that many people are completely unaware of that's out there. Here's another one that I did. Same example. These all sold in the $40, $45 range a piece. This is something that took me about 15 minutes to do because it's very tiny, very small, and I could do quite a few of them in an hour. So to be honest with you, this is a killer area that there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of people that are buying these up, and they sell constantly and all the time. You just have to have the technique or style or the artistic ability to do this. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
When I was a kid, the closest you could get me to a fish was the aquarium. Now, thanks to McDonald's, I'm the expert. You see, most fish is not government inspected, but all McDonald's fish is U.S. government inspected grade A. And it's all prime white filet. No fish cakes, not ground up, not mixed with other fish. It's a filet of fish. The best-selling fish sandwich in America.
Tell him your nickname, Henry.
They call me Jaws.
Quality you can taste.